It's time for Inside the Patch with your Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Gnarley Charley.
1430 ESPN Inside the Patch, your Fresno State Raiders show. And just like last week, we had the betting guru. Is that you are there, Gage? The guru?
Yep, sure am.
Now, why do they call you that?
Just because I know my stuff when it comes to sports and people rely on me. So,
well, wait.
Did
you just name yourself that?
No, 100% I did. But the Twitter community that I built over 10,000 followers now they refer to me as guru. Yeah.
Wow, that's huge, man. So, yeah. I mean, the Raiders did not win last week. It was, I don't know. There were some good things and there were some bad things. I thought Devontae Adams did well. I thought Nate Hobbs did well. I think Carr and Chandler Jones did not pull their weight, possibly.
Yep. No, I agree. Nate Hobbs is becoming an elite corner, and it's exactly what we need. If Derek can eliminate the turnovers, I think that comes with the offensive line, though. I know we held a couple of people in for workouts this week. I think we eliminate the sacks and the turnovers. I think it all correlates together. I think we win that game if we don't allow so much pressure.
Well, I felt like he was forcing it and rushing it too much. And you know, Tom Brady, when he would have a bad line, he could still get rid of the ball in 2 seconds. I mean, it's kind of the coaching too. You know what? If they're getting that much pressure, and we need to do some swing passes, or we need to go up the middle with some draws. You know, there's ways to get around it.
Yeah, there definitely is. And like you said, with Brady and his coaching, I mean, there's a common denominator here, and McDaniels was his coach as well. So I'm sure in the quarterback meetings and whatnot this past week, Josh identified what needs to change, and now it's up to Derek to implement that in the game and see what happens.
Well, the AFC West is so competitive. I mean, it's almost a must-win situation now. We have to win every game outside of our division, and we have to split our division. We have to.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I think I don't want to call this game in week 2 a must win, but it's a game that we should win. And if we don't, then we have some questions that really need to be answered as to what's next. Because we should win this game. We should. Their defense is solid with a bunch of playmakers, but I think our offensive weapons and the way our defense can perform, I think that we should win this game pretty easily.
If we don't win this easily, well, then people are losing their jobs, and there's going to be bring in the backup quarterback talk. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
It happens every year, though. I mean, let's be honest. When it comes to that, Raider Nation it's just win, right? So, like, they're calling for all these. Okay, put Derek, trade Derek, and I don't like that, because Derek's been our guy. I mean, we have that hometown connection with him and what he did here in Fresno, but I mean, you just got to let the season play out, and it's a new staff. I mean, you have to let it all flow at one point.
It's definitely too early, but nobody made the playoffs that went 0-2 last year. So there is something to be said about, you got to get that win. We got to get it.
Yeah. I mean, you have to win it. I mean, it's kind of like saying like this, like to correlate to college in Fresno real quick. It's kind of like saying this weekend's a must-win game, because you don't want to go 1-2, because the Mountain West is crazy as well. But they're playing USC, and that's going to be a completely different game. So, I mean, football's crazy. There's athletes everywhere, so we'll see what happens.
On paper, we should probably the Bulldogs should probably lose, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen that way. On paper,
you know. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. You know how big of a fan I am of Fresno. I'm wearing the Fresno State stuff right now on a Friday at work. I think we sneak this one out, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to totally transfer this conversation to Fresno State, but USC's defense is a little bit suspect. And if our defense can get the takeaways from USC's dynamic offense led by Lincoln Riley, I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think.
Well, you know, I could see the guys at USC overlooking this game, you know, thinking, oh, we got this. And that's that's where we're dangerous. And that brings me back to the Cardinals. I don't want the Raiders to overlook the Cardinals. You know, I'm a little nervous about that.
Well, to your point, like you said earlier, with Chandler Jones not carrying his weight, he's facing his old team this weekend. And I feel like he can bring a lot of knowledge about this team to the defensive meetings and help them prepare for a guy like Kyler and the offensive weapons that they have. James Conner, they're going to run the ball a lot this weekend. So if our interior rush can get the pressure and make Kyler throw, this game's not even going to be close.
Hey, you texted me earlier this week about October 15th. There's a big deal with Davante Adams at Fresno State of Valley Children's Hospital Stadium. They're going to do what?
They're actually retiring Davante's number 15. So here's a little plug.
It's on the 15th too. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's $15 tickets. So if you're listening and you don't have your tickets yet, go buy your tickets because this place is going to sell out.
Yeah, it's going to be big. Maybe we'll get Davante on the air. He can go inside the patch with us. That'd be great. So
that would be awesome.
All right, Gage. So this week, give me the score you think. What's the score going to be for? Let's go Fresno State first. Fresno State score.
Oh, the over-under is crazy high. It's the highest I've seen on the weekend. It's over 70 for the over-under. And the spread, it started out at minus 12.5 in USC's favor. Now it's down to 11 on some books. I think Fresno State covers the spread. I want to say we're going to win, but I'm going to be realistic here. I think USC pulls it off 34-27, 34-24 with potential Fresno State upset like we went in last year and upset UCLA.
All right. Now, what about the Raider game? The Raiders.
Yeah. So for the Raiders, I think that it's going to be a big week for Davante Adams. His grandparents are going to be at the game for the first time in his career.
Sweet.
So I feel
$500,000. $500,000 for a one-game suite. What?
That's crazy.
He said, I'm never going to get to be in it.
Yeah, right. No, I think Raiders put up over 30 points. I don't have a definite score. I do think we win by 2 possessions, though. Just because I don't know how that defense is going to stack up against the Cardinals and Kyler Murray moving around. But if I were to have to give you something to be like 31-13 or 31-14, something like that.
All right. So if I want to follow the guru, how do I follow you on Twitter?
Yeah, just look us up. It's at Prize Pick Gurus on Twitter. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It just has a picture of our logo on there. So
Instagram too.
Pretty simple. No Instagram yet.
No Instagram, that, but we got Twitter, and we're good.
Twitter.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Engaged with Gage. Thanks, man. That was cool having you on, brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
We'll be back with more Inside the Patch on 1430 ESPN, your official home of the Las Vegas Raiders.